Hello, everyone. Welcome to One Mountain, Many Paths. I am Christina Tehel, the co-executive producer, along with Krista Josepha, Jamie Long, and Jacqueline Clark. And we are completely delighted to be here with each and every one of you today. Welcome to our 6th week of our special One Mountain, Many Paths summer program, or week 257 of our live broadcasts. In One Mountain, Many Paths, our mission is a planetary awakening in love through unique self symphonies. We are connected, we are whole, and we're expressions of the entire process of creation. Study Becoming a Future Human and the 11th Hour course with myself, Jamie Long, and David Cicerci beginning Saturday, September 18th, next week. To learn more, reach out to Jamie Long, whose email is in the chat box right now. These courses are on our website, onemountainmanypaths.org, along with many excellent books like Tears, Reclaiming Ritual, Integral Religion, and Rosh Hashanah by Mark Goffney, a seminal contribution and a work of dramatic evolution of the languages of liberation that constitute the profound dignity of our Western traditions. Use the Zoom or Facebook chat function to say hi, to let us know where you're from, to resonate the practices shared here today, and to speak your prayers. On Zoom, check that your chat settings say all panelists and attendees and not just all panelists so that we can each hear from you. Like our Facebook page at facebook.com/One Mountain, Many Paths and be inspired by the great clips and member activities there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at One Mountain, Many Paths. If you are on Zoom, copy the links from the chat box and share those links on your social media channels. Now, for what to expect today. We begin with the Dharma recap from last week. Then Suzette will set our intention. Then David resonates our evolutionary love code. Then Sally Kempton will carry us through a meditation practice. Krista will resonate with the song Ocean instead of our usual hallelujah and prayer. And then we dive into our special summer program workshop, Communicating with Outrageous Love with Suzette Mesa. To close, Krista invites us to commit our outrageous acts of love and to contribute our gifts to this revolution. A few words about our special summer program. We normally receive a deep transmission of first principles and first values from Dr. Mark Goffney and sometimes from Barbara Marx Hubbard. Dr. Goffney invited a group of us who have been holding One Mountain, Many Paths infrastructure for the last years to lead 6 weekly gatherings. This is week 6. While we've enjoyed this opportunity to practice the Dharma during this summer program in his absence, we are thrilled that Dr. Goffney is returning next week, September 19th, to continue inspiring us with the vision of the new universe story. And what an honor it has been to be trusted to hold this sacred space. These August symphonies gave Dr. Goffney a holy chance to fully focus on the great library, the Da Vinci Renaissance project to generate the new story in a great library of books and media over the next 5 to 7 years. The Great Library is a central mission of the Center for Integral Wisdom, the Office for the Future, and One Mountain, Many Paths. We understand we can only respond to the breakdown of all the old structures with a new story that evolves the very source code of reality. This annual event, the August Symphonies, is also part of our vision for a grassroots revolution where everybody is called. At the core of our revolution is a cultural awakening that generates a global collective intelligence of enlightenment, the realization that every person is a unique self, that every person is a unique expression of the larger field of love intelligence, that every person has a crucial role to play, a crucial instrument to play in the self-organizing, unique self-symphony. We are responding to existential risk through the story of the emergence of the new human and the new humanity, and by participating in the fulfillment of Homo sapiens as Homo Amor. On our One Mountain, Many Paths sacred space holders today, Sally Kempton is internationally recognized as a master meditation and tantric philosophy teacher, a former Vedic Swami. She has been teaching for nearly 40 years and is known for her practical insights into spiritual life and for her powerful transmissions of meditative states. Sally is author of Awakening Shakti, The Transformative Power of the Goddess of Yoga, and the best-selling Meditation for the Love of It. Suzette Mesa is a business innovation consultant for a Fortune 100 company and holds a BS in business administration and marketing. In 2017, she participated in the Planetary Awakening Accelerator, a year-long Dharma program led by Barbara Marx Hubbard and Dr. Mark Goffney. Suzette is also the board secretary for the Center for Integral Wisdom and functions in various executive roles, including running our technology for the weekly One Mountain, Many Paths gatherings. Sally will guide us through meditation in a deep transmission of being welcomed by the Cosmic Mother to assist us to feel the deep welcome that Cosmos communicates with us in every moment. Suzette will invite us into some of the core principles of the Dharma through imagery and stories that connect personally so we can rest deeply and become a unique instrument to clearly communicate outrageous love in our unique corner of the world. Now for the recap from the prior week's One Mountain, Many Paths. Last week, Krista and Ken invited us to explore the alchemy of the erotic activist, turning pain into power, taking us on a tender journey into the vulnerability of our sacred wound and how our own outrageous pain becomes a source of deep power when we have the courage to hold and transform with outrageous love. Ken guided us in a deep embodied meditation to see the beauty of our pain and witness the emergence of our unique desires and our unique gifts. Ken asked us, what is the source of our eros? Where do we find the true power of eros to evolve, to become? What is the path to unearth our uniqueness? He encouraged us to move toward the darkness, that our power is in our sacred wounds, to practice the art of precious scars. Krista shared her personal story of wrestling with her deepest pains and coming into her healing journey and being invited by the mystery to her amazing singing. Then she shared a chanting practice to mystically sing ourselves from the darkness into the light, how our voices are medicine and how we can mystically use our voice. With that, I invite us to more deeply enter into the holy and sacred space of One Mountain, Many Paths, and I turn my word to you, Suzette.
Krista, hi everyone. Today's intention is for you to be welcomed into this community in a place we call home, to feel supported in your journey, wherever it started and wherever it leads you. Whether you've studied the Dharma for 10 years or this is your first time at One Mountain, Many Paths, know that you've been alert here for a reason. Whether you keep coming back every week like so many of us have for literally hundreds of weeks, or you choose another path, I want you to know you're always going to be welcome here. To start off, I thought I would tell you a little story about how I came to be in front of you right now. Truth be told, I did not ask to be a presenter. I really liked being behind the scenes, and I guess it's like what always happens, right? Mark has this way of kind of calling you up and calling you out and alluring you to take your seat at the table. And honestly, it was just one of those offers I couldn't refuse. We talk a lot about taking your unique risk, and it's not always easy, and it's definitely making you move out of your comfort zone. And I guess you're seeing that now, but we're going to do this. It's all going to be fun. Sometimes I hear a lot of people say, wow, your mission is too big. How are you going to change the source code of culture? How are you going to do this planetary awakening love? It's too big. It's too hard. My intention for you today is to be open, to allow us to change that. I'm hoping to bring to you a few tools that have worked for me, and as a mother, kind of seeing it through the eyes of a mother, and I'm really excited to share that with you. So to give you a little inspiration, I thought I would tell you my story. Although it happened over about 5 years ago, I remember it like it was yesterday. So I, like you, were sitting on the other side of this camera, and I was listening to this weekly broadcast that was done by Barbara Marx Hubbard and Mark Gaffney. And at the end of it, Barbara said that she and Mark were going to be doing a workshop at the new Living Expo in San Mateo, which is an hour or so away from here. I'm really not sure how best to describe these next few moments of what happened, but it was like every cell in my body was telling me I needed to go. I just had to go. That feeling of being pulled like a magnet to something that just felt so right. Knowing that really I wasn't making a choice. The choice was choosing me. And here I was, a married woman with 3 kids on a Saturday morning with laundry to do and houses to clean and all the things, that big, long growing list. And when I told them I was rushing off like an irresponsible teenager, I remember my kids and my husband looking at me like I had literally lost my marbles. But that moment, I realized, this is what I have to do. I am an individual and I have desires and needs and dreams, and I had to go. And I also thought it was good for my kids to see that as well, to see that although we lived in this little cocoon of love and responsibility, sometimes you got to step out. And so that's what I did. I remember literally driving through the Santa Cruz Mountains, music blasting, and just, hoping that I can get there on time. And sure enough, I did. And I remember how, as I was watching Barbara and Mark talk to each other, how they were so caring and loving to each other. And I remember actually Mark calling Barbara his whole mate. And just to give you a sense of where I was, of like, wow, that must mean they're married. And that's a little strange, but hey, this is all news for me. So I'm good with it. It's all good. It's all good. So I remember at the end of the workshop, I went up on stage and I got in line to talk to Barbara and Mark. And I figured, why not? I mean, it's been around this way, I might as well take it to the end. And I remember when it was my turn, I remember Mark coming up to me and putting his arm around me and saying, hey, Barbara. He walked me over to Barbara. He said, Barbara, this is Suzette. She's going to come and work with us. And I was stunned. Like I couldn't even believe that at that moment. But I can honestly say it was that moment of time, that place where you're in the right place at the right time and it's all good. And so my intention for you today is really to step in, for you to look at this broadcast and this community and all of us as a place where you can be supported, where you can come and join us, where you can be these outrageous lovers we keep talking about. It's true. This group is so supportive. And I know that you are in the right place at the right moment. And so with that, I'd like to turn it over to David to resonate the code.
Thank you so much, Suzette. It is so great to be on screen with you today. You've been so great behind the scenes, and it's when you step into this, I feel you in a whole different way, and you radiate in such a different way. So friends, as I resonate the code, we're going to deepen this quality of welcome that Suzette has invited us into. So this week's evolutionary love code. Welcome home, says the mother. There's only one question we need to answer. Are we welcome in the universe? Is there a welcome home sign posted over our lives? When we say thank you, does the universe say, you're welcome? That's the only question we ever need to ask, and the answer is yes. All acting out comes from the part of me that doesn't feel welcome. The name of the mother is the name of welcome. The experience of mother is the experience of welcome. Mother is the infinity of intimacy that knows your name. Mother is outrageous love. Mother is the amorous cosmos. Mother is the cosmo-erotic universe. Mother is the universe, a love story. Mother is the intimate universe, and mother is your mother. And you are the mother. But you cannot be welcomed unless you are needed. You only feel truly welcomed when you experience the depth of need that reality has for your unique gift. The triumph of welcome is in the absolute knowing that reality needs your service. So with that, it's my pleasure to turn it over to you, Sally.
David, it's really a joy to be here. It's a joy to be with all of you. And it's really a huge honor for me to be here this morning exploring a couple of the facets of Mark's great teaching on the intimate universe. As I think many of you know, maybe most of you know, Mark is one of the truly significant teachers of our time. And his formulation of outrageous love in an intimate universe has been for so many of us, and certainly for me, one of the most important and powerfully resonant transmissions available in this world at this critical time. And, the truth of love, of course, has been told by mystics over the centuries. And yet, as Christina said earlier, in order for it to truly transform us, to transform the world, that enlightened love has to be ingested, has to be imbibed, has to be taken fully into our bodies, has to be recognized as our essence, and then infused into the world. And this, I believe, is really the essence of what Mark means by the intimate universe, the love that all of us are able to take in from the mother and offer to each other. So it's very beautiful to see what you're birthing into the world and for this moment to be part of it. So, I was very resonant with what was said last week, how behind the pain and confusion of this world is love, and how that love is a source of power, and how that love is not simply impersonal. So it's a love that knows our name, a love that we can take full refuge in. In other words, it's the love of the mother, of the great mother. And so I want to offer you a meditation on mother love that comes from the Tantric goddess tradition. And so we can begin by closing our eyes, finding a posture that's both upright and stable. You can inhale through the nostrils and see if you can let the breath flow down towards the belly. And then as you exhale, feel that the breath rises and that your spinal column gently elongates. Feel the ground of your posture, the ground of your sits bones, connecting you to the seat. Feel the flow of the breath. Feel that as you draw in breath, you're drawing in the love of the Divine Mother. You're drawing in pure beingness. You're drawing in the profound intimacy with which she holds our world. Notice the intimacy of the air against your skin. See if you can feel the contact between the air and your face, the air and your hands, the air and your arms. See if you can feel the contact of the clothes against your skin, realizing that every contact between your body and the environment is a contact with the Divine Mother. Every particle of the air is the touch of the mother, touching you in the infinity of her intimacy, in her personal intention for you to expand in love. Your eyes are closed. The breath is coming easily. You're sitting in a lush garden. A quiet stream is running through the garden. And in the distance, you can hear the roar of a summer ocean. The air is warm. The garden is filled with roses. You can hear the faint buzzing of insects. Now notice that across the stream, a feminine figure is walking towards you. She is utterly familiar, though you may not have ever seen her face before. And as you gaze at her, notice, does she have a form that you're familiar with? Perhaps even the form of someone that you know. Or is she in the form of a goddess, a luminous being of light? recognize that in whatever form she appears, even if she's appearing in no form, you are having the darshan of the mother. You're having an infusion of the love of the mother. Welcome home, she says. Now she's seated in front of you. She's gazing into your eyes. And you can allow your eyes to receive the beams of love that she is sending towards you, gently infusing your body with profound, intimate tenderness. Just let yourself be present to a gaze so loving that it can literally cure all the wounds of love you've ever experienced. And for this moment, enwrap you in her extraordinary affection for you. As you look into her eyes, notice that her third eye, in the middle of her forehead, has suddenly opened, and that beams of golden light are flowing from her open third eye into your forehead. And feel that as you inhale, you're inhaling her extraordinary awakened intelligence into your own brain. Let yourself be infused by the light of the Divine Mother's wisdom. Every inhalation draws her light of primordial knowing into your brain and mind. Notice that the heart of the goddess in the center of her chest is expanding as soft blue light. And see if you can feel the light of the goddess's heart flowing from her heart into yours, penetrating the layers of distrust, of unlove, melting them in her extraordinary beauty and intimacy, transfusing love into your heart. And now allow your attention to flow to your own belly center and to notice that from that region of the goddess's body, which is her navel, is flowing a deep red light, the light of the goddess's profound strength, her power, her ability to hold not only a center of gravity, but an empowering presence that can transform pain in a moment. Feel her light, the red light of the goddess's power center flowing into your navel, filling you with her power. Noticing that the power of the mother is the power of good. It's the power of love. It's the strength of love. And as you breathe her strength into your belly, into your navel, you find yourself fully infused with her power, with her love, and with her wisdom. Your body is the body of the goddess. Her love, her wisdom, her power are now being fully drawn into your body, filling you from head to toe with the extraordinary intimacy of divine love. And just for a moment, we'll sit in the goddess's love.
There is so much magnificence in the ocean. Waves are coming in, waves are coming in. There is so much magnificence in the ocean. Waves are coming in, waves are coming in. There is so much magnificence in the ocean. Waves are coming in, waves are coming in. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Thank you, Krista, for that beautiful, beautiful song. And Sally, for opening us up with that gorgeous meditation. What I want to do now is I want to have you step through a portal with me into this place of Mother's outrageous love. I want you all to think back about your mother, your father, your grandfather, your grandmother, your teacher, your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your sister, or anybody that loved you so deeply that you could feel it in every part of your body. I want you to remember how their eyes would light up when you walked into the room, how you knew right then and there that you were special and you could do no wrong. Maybe your images of your fur babies that are also the great lovers in our world. Now, I want you to feel the loving support and the arms of these amazing individuals wrapping all around you. In our code today, it says the name of the mother is welcome. Can you feel that love that knows your name and welcomes you home? That welcomes you into their house and into the universe itself. Now, from this place, I'm going to ask you to do something different than what we normally do in the chat box. We're going to do what I like to call a Zoom shower. Now, don't worry, nobody needs to take their clothes off here. The way it works is that I will ask you a question and you will type your answer in the chat box, but not press enter until I tell you to do so. In this way, your responses will come to us all at the same time, like a shower of your loving words simultaneously. So without pressing enter, type a word or two into the chat box and don't enter. Just wait till I count down to 5 and we'll enter it all together. So think of that word. Think of how you're feeling right now. Think of this love that you feel supported by. And just throw out a word or a comment that helps you to express that. Okay, I'm going to give the countdown now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grace, special, deeply moved, magnificent, calmness. Beautiful, welcomed, gorgeous, held, amor. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, now we're going to change roles a little bit. It's you as an expected parent. You will be bringing a baby in the world soon. Your body's been stretched and pulled in so many ways you never thought you were possible. It was ever possible. You have learned to surrender to these changes. They may have challenged you every day. You're ready to face the pain head on, knowing that it will all be worth it once you're able to touch that beautiful baby that's been growing and probably most recently kicking you inside for months. You realize you are no longer an I, but a we. You move happily to that most yummy, joyous place we call evolutionary we space. You feel your family and your friends supporting you, holding you, and praying for this new member of the family to be with you soon. Now in the chat box, again, we're going to do the same thing. Type a word or two about how you're feeling at this pregnant moment, this exciting time. And remember to wait for my count to release your answers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Outrageous love. Ah, beautiful. Excited, sweetness, joy and awe, blessings, big, sacred. It's magic. Erotically new, joy, radiant, awestruck, wondrous, gorgeous, intimate with the universe. Now, I want to put yourself in that moment when you first lock eyes with this baby. Pour your love into those eyes with every fiber of your being. Look at that small, tiny, fragile, and helpless infant that needs you. Now, let's watch them grow up a little bit. Can you feel that burning desire to help them grow and to thrive? Can you feel that overwhelming knowledge that your service is needed? That you are the only one in the world that can give your unique gift in this unique way? Now, for this Zoom shower, again, I want you to put in 1 or 2 words and how you're feeling about this miracle and your new responsibility in the world. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. This strong, grace, honored, happy. I see you overwhelmed and rich. Growing. Yes. Magic. Here I am, deeply honored, blessed, beyond measure, strong and determined, joyful. Now, for this last scenario, your child is growing up even farther, and it's your responsibility to communicate who they are and how to interact in the world. In this exercise, you want to teach them the Dharma in a way that they could remember it, visualize it in their minds whenever they need it. To do that, we're going to do what has worked well for thousands and thousands of years. We're going to provide some pictures that tell our story in words and images. Now, the first question is, who are you? Now, together, from wherever you are, I would like us all to say together at the same time what Dr. Mark Gapney has taught us so well. You are an irreducibly unique expression of the love intelligence and love beauty that is initiating and animating eros of all that is, that lives in you and through you, that never was, is, or will ever be again, other than through you. And as such, you have a unique gift to give to your unique circle of intimacy and influence that only you can give. Now, I want to go a little deeper. And I want to tell, and we need to tell all the children in the world what they need to know about this place we call home, this world. So with that, let's do this together. You could add your words in the chat box, but I'm going to put them on the screen. So as I put a word on the screen, you can add into the chat box as well. But first, we need to tell them that they're desired, that they're wanted, that they're welcome, that we are so happy they're here. That they're adored, that they're loved, that they're respected, that they're worshiped. That they're needed. They're required, they're essential, they're important. They're chosen, that they're selected, they're elected, they're the ones, they're indispensable. That they're intended, that they're planned, that they're meant to be, that they are perfect. They're recognized, identified, known, acknowledged, validated by us, by she, by our beloved friends, and our community. These are the core needs, folks, that every child and human in this planet should know. That we are all dancers. We are dancing with she, and she needs us to be dancing with that knowledge. And with that, I give you one final image to reflect on. As they say, a picture tells 1,000 words. I hope by now you can see that this is us, that you are that piece of puzzle that's missing. That all around the puzzle are those that love you and need you. And without you, we can't expand this love. We can't bring it into the world. We can't tell this outrageous love story without you. In this community, we welcome you with all our hearts to join us. As only together, locked in this beautiful place we call home, can we create the future our great, great grandchildren are calling us, begging us to provide. With that, I turned over to Krista to bring us home.
Thank you, Suzette. Wow. Let's take one moment to breathe in the goodness and tenderness and connection of this vibrant community that we are. So let's breathe in together. And feel the goodness of this transmission of the mother of outrageous love vibrate in every cell of your being. And as it is vibrating, maybe you can feel how it wants to move in you, how your body wants to move, how your body wants to dance, like Suzette said it so beautifully, how your hands want to love, how your mouth wants to speak, what your unique role is in this revolution. Because as we always say, this is ours to do. And our intention for these last 6 weeks of people from behind the scenes, stepping in front of the scenes, stepping into their powerful leadership, was for all of us to feel that this is ours to do. This is our revolution, and we are all responsible, as Mark would say it, to take responsibility for our own arousal, for our own contribution. So this is the invitation that we have here every week, is to participate, to step in, to make this revolution your own. And today we are in this space of the ocean of the mother, and it's the space of the womb. And Suzette brought us through this journey of birthing a child, of being pregnant from a child. So I want to use that imagery for our revolution, that we can feel that we are rebirthing this revolution into the world together. And as Barbara and Mark said it together, our crisis is a birth. So if you are ready to step in deeper and to be a midwife for this vision, for this new human and this new humanity, then I invite you to come closer. And one of the ways of doing that is, of course, the first way is committing to show up here every week, as many of you do. You're welcome to just join and be here, but even better is to become a member of One Mountain. And that is a beautiful way to get to know each other, to practice outrageous love together all the time. And as Christina said, on the 18th of September, our next study group will start, and we will study together as members, studying the course by Dr. Mark Gaffney and Barbara Marx Hubbard, Becoming a Future Human. So that starts next Saturday. So if you'd like to join, just send us an email at support@onemountainmanypaths or just go to our website, onemountainmanypaths.org, and click on membership, and you can learn all about what it means to become a part of this thriving, loving band of outrageous lovers. And you are so welcome. So now, as we do every week, Christina, please take us home with some music, and we invite you to put on your camera. We will bring everyone on so we can see our beautiful, beautiful faces, and we can dance it out together. Thank you so much, and see you next week. Thank you.